all about the money for these people. And also Tommy Robinson, right? He was able, despite essentially being charged under terror law, able to just walk along and hand himself into the station. Could you, when there's a big demo planned tomorrow in London, for which there is a counter demo, could you see a Muslim like that's possibly going to be accused of like terror offences, or they think could be, you know, on the terror list, right? Just being able to just toddle on down to London and not being picked up by the police. It just wouldn't. That's two-tier. You know, that's the difference. Right-wing extremism is treated with nowhere near the same amount of weight.
I was thinking earlier, like, with Tommy Robinson being known as Tommy Robinson rather than Stephen Yaxley Lennon, right? That if I was his manager, if I was his agent, I would probably advise him to do this right now. I would say, like, okay, look, you remember Dapper Laughs, right? A few years ago, Dapper Laughs, he's flying high, he's got his little show, he gets in a lot of trouble for doing a rape joke or for somebody saying something about rape at one of his gigs, and then that's it, he's cancelled, he loses his show, but he gets dragged onto Newsnight and he puts his, he wears a little roll neck, and then he says, he says, it was all a character, you know, so Dapper Laughs was a character that I dreamt up, and now I can see that it's gone a bit far. That's what you should do, Tommy. That's what you should do. You should say, Tommy Robinson, it was all a character. I was portraying, I was performing him. Yes, it went a little bit too far. But, you know, just reinvent, you know, rebrand. Like Russell.
I mean, getting your Y fronts, you know, whether anyone likes to see it or not, get in the Thames in your Y fronts.
I was thinking, like, what are some funny reasons? Maybe this is a question for the live chat. People can get involved if you like.
Get involved, you slags.
What's some funny reasons that Tommy Robinson would have refused to have handed over his mobile phone to the police? What are some fun reasons? Because there's myriad reasons that you might not want anybody, not even a policeman, maybe your wife, policeman, MI5, whoever. Why does Tommy Robinson, why is he so adamant that he shouldn't hand over his phone for the police to just have a little look at? People in the chat, let us know. Like, I was looking back at some of his past stuff, and I was like, hang on a second, like, isn't he the same guy who said, like, that when Muslim women wear the burqa, like, what have they got to hide? Like, it creates suspicion. Is that him, or was that Farage?
Probably.
I can't remember.
I mean, it could be a Tory now. I mean, it could be Johnson.
But now it's like, well, what have you got to hide?
Yeah.
Why don't you hand your fucking phone over? No, I've got nothing to hide, but also, no.
Maybe
that was a terrible Tommy impression.
In a burqa.
Yeah.
Peek under the veil. I know it's bizarre, isn't it? I mean, it's just, and again, I hate it when they bring women into it as well, because essentially his fanboys, I tweeted about this the other day, they're basically like, oh, hate Muslims, hate the Taliban. You are basically the white British Taliban. You think that only brown men are rapists. You ignore the nonces and the offenders in your own rank. If I speak out or I say something they don't like, they throw, you know, rape threats at me and death threats at me. So it's like you're basically doing to a white British woman what the Taliban would do to women in their country, you dickhead. So you're no better.
Yeah, it's like that Marina Hyde quote from like years ago where she's talking about Farage and like the ultra-conservative Muslims in, I can't remember if it was Afghanistan or wherever, but she's basically saying, like, yeah, if these people were born under different stars, they would be like the best of friends. But just because of like how far apart they are, sworn enemies, they're just like fear between each other.
And there's profit in that as well. There's enormous amounts of profit on the right for nowadays just being massively racist. Like, that's where we've got to. It's like that is their MO, and that is that's what makes them money, is just exploiting what they see as an innate bigotry. And I hate the way that they try to make out that being working class is synonymous with bigotry. And it's like, oh, we're just sticking up for the white working class. It's like, mate, I'm white working class. I think you're a cunt. Like, no. it's him just eking out the GoFundMe. Because he knows it's like, you know, if they open it and they don't find anything, he's just going to get let out again. It's like, oh, the hero's out, the hero's out. Yay.
Well, here's the thing about that, right? Like, if it is all just, you know, trying to find the next floor on the grift lift, if it is all about just getting some money in, which I don't doubt, you know, it sounds like from, you know, what various people have said who have worked with these individuals, that it is actually all just about money. Wouldn't an out of all of this isn't a potential solution for all of this, that we could actually shop people like Tommy Robinson or a Boris Johnson or a Suella Braverman or whoever into a more lucrative thing? Like, Boris Johnson could host TV game shows, I reckon. He could host Bullseye or something.
Oh God, catchphrase. Tommy Robinson, if he went on like Newsnight with a roll neck and like cleaned up his image and said it was all a character, he could next year, Tommy for Bake Off.